Hello, everybody from Miami. Welcome to Resilient Now podcast. Oh, there's Shelton. She's our special guest today. I'm so honored she's with us. She's kind of a little big deal, but we'll talk about that a little later. But I'm really happy she's here. We're here to help people. We're here to share resilient stories so people can get past, hopefully you'll hear your story and somebody's going to motivate you and you can get past to the other side like these people have, because everybody goes through stories, through heartache, through life. So we're just happy she's here. And so, Shelton, what does resilient now mean to you?
Thank you for having me. I'm very honored to be here. And being resilient means never giving up and always pushing through, pushing forward, and failing forward. And my big thing is positron. So I'll tell you more about that. But that is who I am, and that is what resilience means to me.
Great. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm so, like I said, I'm so honored you're here. I just want to hear your resilience story. I want to hear what you're going to tell us today. I'm so excited. I don't even know. I'm so excited.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just give you, I guess, a little bit of background about, I won't go into the whole story, but I ended up moving to Los Angeles at age 26 years old. I'm from North Carolina. I moved to LA right in Santa Monica, and I really moved to LA on a resentment. I didn't know that that's what I was doing, but it really drove me though. So I started a business, a luxury lifestyle management company, and then moving forward after that, then I started a clothing line. And what happened is that I got myself in a lot of trouble. I was drinking very heavily, taking Adderall, but mostly it was just the drinking. And I got myself into a lot of debt. And at age 29, I was $500,000 in debt, which I always say that that was very impressive because who can even do that? But anyway, so I got myself into a little bit of a pickle and I filed bankruptcy. And then there comes a lot of shame and guilt and everything that comes along with that. Moving forward, that was 2009 in February. And moving forward in October 2009, my roommates did an intervention on me and I got sober for the first time and only time. And so I was very grateful for that. So I basically lost everything. It was just complete annihilation. And instead of humble pie, I call it like a humble crepe. It was just, I was like, had to be scraped off the ground. And I'm so grateful for that. And that's really the story of resilience. And it wasn't easy and it took a while, but I think my ego being completely smashed is what really humbled me and helped me to be able to move forward. And, I got sober. I started getting things back on track. I got a sober job, which I call it. I worked at a store and I had health insurance and it didn't matter. I wasn't like this big shot. Like I said, the ego was gone. Just the grandiosity had to be completely erased. And so I was able just to keep moving forward and little by little, I mean, I cried every day for 2 years for those first 2 years. But I did it. I did it. I showed up for myself. And that's really what the story of resilience is. And then I had a clothing line and then I restarted it. And then I was on Shark Tank with the clothing line, which was really fun and interesting. I wouldn't say fun. It was, it was interesting. And then that went live and I kept doing that business and then realized that was not what I was supposed to be doing with my life. And I didn't get a deal with the Sharks or whatever, but just getting, the PR was helpful for the brand, but that's not what my life purpose was. Not to be slinging slips around, but even though it was such a good clothing line, I have it on now. I wear it still 15 years later, but I had a child and then got married, or I guess got engaged, pregnant, married, and then we yeah, had our baby. And then I wasn't really working. And I tell this story not any other way, not to be mean to my husband or anything, but we got married when he was 50 and he was 15 years older than me. And he wasn't used to having a baby and a wife and anything. So I had like kind of an allowance and it was $1,000 a month. And I don't know if you live in Los Angeles, but you live in Miami, but $1,000 a month was
Yeah.
just not
Yeah.
gonna cut it. And I was like, nope, 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 not today. I've got to change it. And so I was like, okay, fine, I'll just get my real estate license. And then I cried for 2 years every day with starting a real estate career. And so now what I did is I never gave up. I show up every day. Talk about consistency as queen. Like that is literally my best attribute that I have. And I show up. It suit up and show up, but I showed up on Instagram and I started doing these Wilder Wednesday videos, and now I've been doing them for 8.5 years. And
Wow.
yes, moving forward, just to tell you where I am right now, we got the Real Trends rankings, and I'm ranked 44 in all of California for sales
Nice.
volume and 134 in the entire country of real estate agents.
Amazing.
So
Woo!
it's like things, dreams can come true. And
With
I,
hard
yeah.
work and
Oh,
resilience.
I work every single day. I mean, I say 25/7. I also joke and tell everybody, I hope it's okay to say this here, but I say I was born December 26, 1978. I was born on my due date, and I flew out of my mom's vagina needing a drink and a job. So I was like, let's go. I've always been like this. This has always been in me. I just had to focus myself away from drinking and away from spending too much money and into, I do I won't say I'm a workaholic because I do have some hobbies now like tennis, but I love to work and it doesn't feel like work. Even my husband now says, he's like, "Oh my gosh, I've never met anybody that loves what they do as much as you do."
Yeah.
And so if you can find that, and that's so cliche, but it really is true. It doesn't feel like work, like because I do work every single day. They're doing something for work in my real estate career every day, but I'm able to do it from my phone. I can call my client, if you find something that you love. And so, and I have this team. I have this team there are 11 of us. I call it a non-toxic sorority. Only girls, only female. Um, it's like boss babe team. And we love each other so much. And it's just, that is such a gift. And I'm able to make it so people that come into real estate, these girls that are women that I've never worked in real estate, and I train them. I get them ready. They have these incomes and they don't have to cry every single day for 2 years because I
Right.
help them along the way. And they're,
You're helping women. Thank you.
yes,
Yes.
women supporting women. And that's like a huge thing for me. And and I have this amazing women's group that I call Wilder Women. And that's about 250 of us that we get together every 6 weeks. And I host this event, and I have a podcast too, Wilder Possibilities. And I'm just always trying, and we do so much give back and so many different charities and ways to just help people along the way. So that's my resilient story. And I was beyond rock bottom, lost it all, but it's just the positron, just not giving up. And it's about your attitude.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear complaining.
Hmm.
Nobody wants to hear that. And our friend that that I don't know if she's been on here or not, but Amanda,
She's going to be.
okay, she will be. And she's the one that helped me out with no complaining and basically said, shut the fuck up multiple times. She would tell me that all the time and then hang up on me. But sometimes you need tough love. And
Yeah.
I did. And it really helped me. And so, and not being stuck in a past story, right?
Yes. Not being stuck. It's yeah. Growing a new tree, watering that new tree so it grows beautiful
Yeah.
apples or whatever you like.
It just doesn't, like, replaying an old story
Yes.
is not helpful. And a lot of my old story is I'm in trouble. That's my first thought.
Yeah.
And that's got to go. And so my new mantra is I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't give a fuck about what people think about me.
Yay,
Yay!
that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so we always finish the podcast with gratitude. So what's your top gratitude right now? I'm sure you have a million, but tell me.
Oh my God. My top gratitude, hands down, my children, my two boys, Lane and Bo. They're 9 and 11. They are the loves of my life. They are just the most amazing children. And my husband is the greatest dad of all time. He is the best father. He's a professional dad. He's a lawyer too, but he just does all the sports. They're on like the national lacrosse team and playing tennis, doing all these cool things, so good at school. And I just, that comes from, and they love and they respect me as a mom and my work ethic. And I think that that's going to help them in their lives to come.
Oh
So,
my God, that's so much. Thank you for sharing that. You're like, oh, businesswoman, mom, wife, you've got it all. You're helping women, you're doing charities. Thank you so much. It was such an honor to have you here. So again, tune in for different speakers. We have them all sorts of subjects, and we're really happy you're here, and make it a great day and stay resilient now.